there, welcome to another episode of Amputee Outdoors. I'm your host Glenn. And today we're at the Schmitz Reserve Park, where I read online there are old growth trees in this preserve. Now I find that really hard to believe. This is in West Seattle, and West Seattle has been developed as a community since, well, before the American Civil War. How could there be old growth trees here? Well, we're going to explore that question, and we're also going to see if we can find these old growth trees. So come along with me, and let's see if they're really there. Come on. West Seattle didn't get off to a great start. According to the member of the party that first landed on Alki Point, which became West Seattle, our goods and chattels were set ashore at low tide on the 13th of November 1851 near noon. The women and children of our party set to work to help get them above high tide, and the ladies sat down on the logs and took a big cry. This may be the first recorded instance of seasonal affective disorder. Nonetheless, things progressed. Concern about the rapid deforestation motivated many to create this preserve, with Ferdinand Schmitz donating the largest parcel of land and thus earning his place in Seattle history. This is all that remains of one of the trees that was originally here in the Pacific Northwest. And you have to imagine, you see where the bark is here? This tree was massive. From about there to way out there, and this would have been considered a smaller tree. There are some of the trees that you can still find in the Olympics and some places in the Cascades, which 4 or 5 men standing holding hands can barely fit their arms around it. They're huge. So this is kind of a smaller version of one of those. But even so, you get an idea of the size these trees once were. They were massive. They were huge. Most of the trees that are growing around here right now, at least the ones that I've seen, have grown up since this area was logged back in the late 1800s through to 1940. So hopefully I'll find an old growth tree. I'm going to keep looking. Got a couple of trees over there that I see that I'm going to check out. We'll see if they're old growth. Stay with me. Good news, I found one of the old growth trees. Check out this beauty. You see some of the sap coming down here. This tree is massive. Oh man, if I had my hammock here, I don't think I've got straps big enough to get around this boy here. Look at this. It's fantastic. Yeah, and to think, all this area was covered in trees this size for centuries. Well, let's keep looking, shall we? This is a log from one of the old growth trees. I'm not sure when this may have fallen. Probably not that long ago in the lifespan of a tree. It hasn't completely rotted down yet. But right across from it, right over here, is another old growth tree. Look at these curved branches. Beautiful, isn't it? This is fantastic. A magnificent tree. West Seattle is very, very lucky to have a place like this right in the middle of West Seattle where they can come and see this beauty and admire these great beasts. Fantastic. Let's keep looking, see what else we can find. Another old tree. You see this one has suffered some damage. Well, it looks like a fire, and there's all the sap that's come out of the tree to help the tree heal itself. Next to it, it's got a younger one. It's got a lot of roots exposed there as well. And over here, we have another big old tree. Now this is an impressive old growth tree right here. It is huge. I'll bring the camera in close, show you what it looks like up close. I'll also give you an up close of the tree that's been burned. Pause for just a moment and ask you to look at this tree here. This tree has obviously suffered some damage. It's rotted out on the inside. Maybe disease, it's got termites growing in it, they're living in it, eating it up, and yet it still lives, and yet it still grows. And up at the top there are buds up there. It still reaches for the sun. It's not giving up. No matter what troubles it's going through, it's not giving up. Found another one. Look at the size of this tree. Look at it. It's huge. You know what's really good for your health? Coming out into nature. Good for the mind, the body, and your spirits. I highly recommend taking a walk out in nature. I am pleasantly surprised. I have my doubts, but we found old growth trees, and that is pretty darn cool, especially in an urban environment like this. To be able to have a place where you can reconnect with nature just for a while, walk around, smell the growth, listen to a creek down below in the valley, listen to some birds. It's very good. It's a very good thing to do. I recommend doing it every chance you get. Well, I'm going to head home. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. And as always, my friends, see you out there.